Hello everyone, welcome to my programming club. Today we will be solving another daily Leetcode problem and the problem's name is Backspace string compare. So given two strings S and T, return true if they are equal when both are typed into empty text editors, and hash means a backspace character. Okay. Note that the backspacing an empty text, the text will continue to remain empty. Okay. If you backspace some empty text, then it will remain empty. So length of the both of the strings are of order 200, and S and T contain only lower English letters. Okay, so let's see how we will be solving this problem. There are two ways to solve this problem. One will be using extra space, and one will be using without using extra space. Basically, there can be other ways also. Uh, but we are considering linear time complexity ways. What you can do is you can use a stack, and let's take two strings. One is AB hash 3, another one is AD hash 3. Now let's say we calculate the final string for this string. Okay, A, B, then there comes hash. So what hash will do? Hash will pop out the topmost element, which is B. Okay, now B is gone. Now your pointer is currently pointing to C. So C will be included. At last it will be AC. Similar thing you can do for string. Make the final string A, D, then comes hash. Hash will pop off D. Now A is remaining only. Then your pointer will be pointing to C. Then C will be. So the overall string will be this direction AC. Okay. Uh, So both of the strings S and T are equal, so we will return true. I think true or false is asked. Yeah. So this is one way. It will take space complexity of order of n, where n here is the size of S and T. So this is one way. Another way that we can be using is instead of using stack, we will be traversing from the very end A, B, hash. From this right to left direction we will traverse. Okay, and we will count the number of hashes. uh, let's say hash count. Initially it will be 0, so C will be added. Okay, this is your resultant string. Then hash count increases to 1. If the current character is a hash character, we will skip it and increase the hash count. Then we will come to B. Hash count is 1, so you will skip B and decrease the hash count. So hash count will now become to 0. To decrease the hash count should be greater than 0. Now hash count will become 0. Okay, and B will be skipped. Now your pointer will come to the last character, which is A. Now hash count is 0, so A will be added. At last you will return the reverse string, which is AC, and compare the two strings generated. Okay, so let's implement. Uh, we will be checking what are the sizes of string 1 and string 2. Let's call them size S, which is S dot size, and size T dot size. Now let's uh, declare a function to calculate the final string. String find final string. We will pass each string in these functions. I think there is some operator used in C++ to store the references, and this is the operator. Uh, Result, or let's say, let's take a fresh string itself. It will not matter much. Okay. For now, we are taking a fresh string. Uh, let's denote it by S new and T new. Find final string T. Let's declare the function. We are declaring it private since it will not be used by any another function outside the class. So full string, no, only string, return type, and the function name and final. Okay, and then your string value being passed. Let's calculate the size, or we don't have to calculate, we just use this function, and then we will be traversing from right to left to account for character deletion because of hash, because of hash. Uh, right to left because it will help us. It will help to form the final string in of one time, of n time, where uh, string length is n. Okay, so the index will be starting from the very last index, and then it will be going till 0, and then we will keep decrementing. Okay, and let's declare a variable hash count. Initially being initialized to 0. If the current character happens to be a hash, then you will increase the hash count and do nothing other than that. Okay, this is one thing. And then if that's not the case, let's say, then if your hash count is currently greater than 0, then what you will do is you will decrease your hash count and do nothing. This character will be skipped, keeping the current non hash character. Okay, so and if that's not the case, let's say we are having a current non hash, the current character is a non hash character, and hash count is also not 0, is also 0, then you do not have to make any deletions. You will simply include that character in the final string. Now let's alongside declare the final string that will be returned, being initialized with empty string as of now. Okay, so current character will be appended string x. Okay, and yeah, that's the case. Uh, I think rest all is fine. We will just return the reverse, return the reverse string because inform uh, the resultant string in reverse direction, that is right to left. So let's return. First of all, let's reverse result dot begin result dot end. Okay, and then let's return. I think this should work. Let's try to submit for sample test cases before submitting for final evaluation. It's getting some kind of error. Function return not generated. Okay, we have not returned something here. So we should be returning return whether s new is equal to p new. As you can see, it's getting accepted for all three sample test cases. Now let's submit it for final evaluation. Ideally, you should not be submitting for final evaluation before you have checked which sample test cases or have a dry run of the solution. So let's try to. So as you can see, it's getting accepted. So the time complexity here will be nothing but O of n. And I think there is no mention that these two strings are of equal length, given two strings s and t. If they are equal typed, Okay, and then I think equality of length is not mentioned here. Note that up. So anyhow, these two strings are test cases are such that I think both of the lengths are equal. Otherwise, you can have a check here also. In case the lengths are not equal, then will okay. I think that will not matter. Lengths can differ also. How they can differ? Easily you can see. Let's say some string was AC and another was A C D E F and then hash hash hash. These three will be deleted. Only AC will remain. Initially, both of the strings, let's call this S and let's call this T. Both of the strings were having different lengths, so length equality is not a necessary condition. That's why it's getting accepted. So, okay, anyhow, this is the solution and the approach. Uh, Time complexity wise, it will be order of n, and space complexity wise, it will be PC stands for time complexity and SC stands for space complexity. So it will be order of 1. So, okay. Uh, if you are still having any doubts, please feel free to ask them in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer. The code can be easily converted in Java also. Just a couple of minutes and it will be converted. Okay, I will try to convert it in Python 3 also. So thank you for watching.